Or, they say, وَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ, do they say that he's made it up himself? It's artificial speech that he tries to make? No, the truth is they just don't want to believe. And he says, فَلْيَأْتُوا بِحَدِيثٍ مِثْلِهِ. Then why don't they let them bring a speech like it. Not anywhere close to it, not مِن مِثْلِهِ, but حَدِيثٍ مِثْلِهِ إِن كَانُوا صَادِقِينَ. Bring some speech like it, something new like it. Hadith, by the way, comes from hadath, which is something new. So bring some new style of speech like it, if in fact you're truthful. And here I want to share with you on a side note, something remarkable. And I'm really grateful to this scholar. Those of you that are interested in the subject, look up his name, Basim Sa'ih. He's written both in Arabic and in English on the miracle of the Quran. He's a linguist. I don't know where he is currently. I'm trying to find him so I can call him and thank him for his work. But one of the areas of research that he did is actually he collected the entire corpus of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. All the hadith there are. Sahih, hadith, Sahih, Da'if, Hasan, anything. Just whatever's attributed, authentic or not, let's just collect all of it in one place. And then he did a linguistic analysis of this entire body. Because when a person speaks, like when I speak, there are certain patterns. I'll say things like, so cool, a lot. That comes out of my mouth a lot. If you watch a lot of my videos, there's probably 1,000 times that's so cool. It's a pattern in my speech. Rasulullah ﷺ also has a pattern in his speech. And that pattern becomes evident when you study thousands upon thousands upon thousands of what? A hadith. And a pattern emerges, a speech style emerges. So he does a study of the style of the speech of the Prophet ﷺ, and he compares it to the style of the speech of the Quran. He does purely a linguistic analysis, a Western academic linguistic analysis. This has nothing to do with religion or Islam or spirituality. It's just pure linguistics. And he discovers some remarkable things. The Quran uses combinations of nouns and verbs, prepositional phrases. It uses expressions that were never ever used by the Prophet ﷺ, ever. And actually many of them that were never even used by Arabs ever. Just in Fatiha alone, in the Fatiha, that we recite all the time, he found 58 examples of combinations that were never ever used by the Arabs. Hadith, something new. Something that's never, it still makes sense, and yet it's never been used. For example, غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ. We recite that in Fatiha, yes? What are the two words that come together? غَيْر, وَلَا. In Arabic, for whatever's been recorded of the Arabic language, and the entire corpus of hadith, you'll find la, wala. Neither this nor this. Laysa, wala. Ma, wala. Ghayra, wa ghayra. Ghayra, oh. You don't find ghayr and la together ever. Ever. The only time that happens is in Fatiha, in the Quran, subhanallah. And yet it makes sense completely to the Arabs, and they're like, this makes sense, but nobody ever talks like this. And then one more example of that is mind-boggling, guys. It's absolutely fascinating. It's the use of the word kana. Kana in Arabic has always meant was. Kana means was. Quran comes along and uses it in the meaning of is also. Never been done. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. Allah is, has always been and is forgiving, extremely forgiving, loving and merciful. So kana had what original meaning? Was. And Quran over 190 times used it in what meaning also? Is. Right? This is unique to the Quran. Arabs never did it before. What about the Prophet himself, sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Thousands upon thousands of hadith. How many times he used the word kana? Not once did he use it to mean is. Not once did the Prophet ﷺ borrow anything from the Quran in his own speech. Even something as basic as what? Kana. He never used it in the meaning of is. In other words, it's clear what they say in academic language, distinction of authorship. This is clearly not the same author. They're not willing to go any further and say kalamullah, right? But subhanallah, this is actually, that's what I mean by hadith. This speech pattern, the way in which the Quran speaks was unprecedented. Absolutely never done before. Not even replicated. Borrow a few phrases here and there that the Prophet ﷺ used to actually quote the ayat within a hadith sometimes. Other than that, his own speech and even the vocabulary within the prophetic sayings ﷺ is so different from the Quran. It's so visibly different from the Quran. It's remarkable. So now, that's فَلْيَأْتُ بِحَدِيثٍ مِثْلِهِ إِن كَانُوا صَادِقِينَ.
وَإِن كُنتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِّمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَىٰ عَبْدِنَا فأتوا بسورة من مثله وادعوا شهداءكم من دون الله إن كنتم صادقين